Imagine waking up tomorrow and everything that proves you exist is gone. Your family, your home, even the name your mother gave you, completely stripped away. You are no longer a human being. To the rest of the world, you're just a piece of cargo. In 1756, an 11-year-old boy was stolen from his village in West Africa. He was beaten until he answered to a strange new name. He was changed in the dark, and the world tried to erase his energy, his spirits, and his mind. But they made one massive mistake. They underestimated exactly who they were dealing with. He did not just survive the horrific multi-port hustle of the Atlantic. He played their own system, accumulated his own wealth, bought his absolute freedom, and wrote a book that changed the entire world. This is not just a story about survival. This is the ultimate masterstroke of a man who refused to be erased and proved African identity is in its blood. Welcome to Africa Forward Podcast. This is the ultimate legacy of Olaudah Equiano. In 1745, a Saka village was full of joy and happiness. The peaceful Igbo village in southeastern Nigeria had just gave birth to its heir. They named him Olaudah Equiano. Olaudah, a name that carried profound prophecy, which meant one with a loud voice and well-spoken. Right from this moment, Olaudah is being groomed to be just like his father, who is the village elder, the village judge, and also the village leader with the title Emberenche. Olaudah's childhood is filled with music, poetry, agriculture, and a deep sense of community. Then comes the fateful day. It was in 1756. The elders of a Saka village had just gone out in the distant fields for work, leaving Olaudah and his sister alone in the family compound. Right then, two slave raiders scaled the walls, silently and carefully. The children, even before getting the chance to scream, they are muffed and stuffed into sacks, leaving a Saka village without bidding them goodbye. The raiders take them away from their home, passing through different hands of the dense forest, and that was how Olaudah was separated from his sister, never to see her again. He is taken towards the coast where the endless blue of the Atlantic Ocean sits, a sight Olaudah has never seen before. Days later, Equiano is rowed out to a massive ship full of white men. The presence terrifies him. Their long hair and strange language terrifies him. He genuinely believes he has been captured by evil spirits who are going to eat him. He is thrown into the dark hold of the ship, filled with thick air, sickness, and grief. Luck follows him throughout the voyage, as he first lands in Barbados, where he is later shipped to a plantation in Virginia. But his destiny is not on a plantation. A British Navy officer spots him and buys him for £40. Michael Pascal. The British officer takes the young boy aboard his warship. He looks at this young boy and says, "From now on, you will be called Gustavo's Vasa." He stripped the boy of his name, giving him the name of a famous Swedish king who fought for his country's freedom. But the stiff-haired boy fiercely resists the name, clinging to Olaudah. And because of this, he is repeatedly brutally beaten to accept the name. He later eventually realizes that just to survive, he must play the long game. And so, he finally submits to the name Gustavus Vasa. But the fire of Olaudah remains locked tight within him. Years pass. On the high seas, Equiano travels the world experiencing naval battle wars, even the 7-year wars. He uses his time aboard the ships to do something enslaved people are strictly forbidden from doing. He learns. He masters the English language, learns to read, writes beautifully, and studies navigation and even accounting. Eventually, Pascal sells him and he ends up in the Caribbean under a Quaker merchant named Robert King. Robert recognizes Equiano's brilliant mind and puts him in charge of checking cargo and even navigating trading routes. And King tells Equiano that if he can ever save 40 pounds, that was the exact price that King paid for him, he can buy his freedom. In the 18th century Caribbean, an enslaved man saving 40 pounds is nearly impossible. But Equiano has the mindset of a leader. He starts a dangerous, brilliant micro-hustle. At every port they hit, he takes whatever tiny bits of money he can, scrape them together and buy small goods, including bags of sugar, glasses of rum, limes, or even manufactured trinkets. He stores them under his mattress on the ship, and at the next port, he sells them to locals for a few pence profit. He does this for 3 grueling years, surviving scammers, racist laws, and the constant threats of having his goods stolen. Finally, in 1766, at roughly 21 years old, he counts up his coins. It is exactly 40 pounds. With his heart pounding, he walks into his master's office and lays the money on the desk. Robert King is stunned, but he keeps his word. He signs the manumission papers, and Olaudah Equiano is legally a free human being. Now free, Equiano moves to London. He continues to travel, even joining an expedition to the Arctic. But as he looks around, he sees millions of his brothers and sisters still trapped in the horrors of the slave trade. That was when he realized that his freedom is not just for him. His loud voice has a purpose. In 1789, he pulls off his greatest achievement. He writes and self-publishes his autobiography, the interesting narrative of the life of Olaudah Equiano or Gustavus Vasa, the African. He bypasses standard publishers and uses an early form of crowdfunding. He got wealthy patrons and politicians to subscribe and pay for the book in advance. Now this is where things get darker and interesting. When the book is printed, it shatters the Western world's justification for slavery. It openly proves that an African is not property, but an intellectual frame. And on the very front page, he boldly signs both of his names, concluding with the African. He decides to take the word the British used as a slur and turns it into a title of ultimate pride. Olaudah Equiano spends the rest of his life going on massive book tours across the UK. He mobilized public opinions and laid the groundwork that eventually forces the British Empire to ban the slave trade in 1807. He peacefully dies in 1797 as a wealthy celebrated author. They tried very much to take his home, his family, and his name, but his internal energy was unstoppable. He fulfilled his name. He became the loud voice that changed history. Olaudah Equiano lost his home, his parents, his sister, and his very name. The system tried to reduce his entire existence to a number of cargo ships. But energy cannot be destroyed. By mastering their language, beating them at their own financial game, and writing his own truth, he proved that no one can erase who you truly are unless you let them. His name wasn't just a label, it was his legacy. And that is the exact frequency we represent here. Every story we unearth is a reminder of the raw human power and resilience woven into our history. Thank you for looking up into this episode of African Forward Podcast. If this story started something in you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment below sharing what part of Equiano's journey hit you the hardest, and please share this with someone who needs to hear this. I am your host, Owen Wako. Your head up. Keep moving forward, and I'll catch you on the next episode.